Hey, Lakuza here, and this is going to be the first of hopefully many devlogs about my journey to making my first standalone game. I used to be a vrchat world creator for 7 years, starting in 2018, and I quit last year to work on my first standalone game. Compared to previous projects that I used to work on for vrchat, I would always upskill during the project I was working on, but I'm changing that with this one. Since I have no education in game development, everything I know right now is from the 7 years I spent making user-generated content for a social platform. So this is a massive step for me. I'll be taking time to improve my skills first. So there's no actual game project active just yet. This is just me learning as much as I can before I get started, which will also help me decide on what kind of game that I want to make. So what kind of game do I want to make? Every past project I've made has come from me wanting to bring a certain style of experience that I enjoy over to VR. JSR Festival is a good example of that, where I wanted to experience Jet Set Radio in VR. Since game studios will never risk making something like this in VR. So I want to continue with that philosophy. I'm not going to be chasing trends or what has been proven to sell well. I want to just make the experiences I think is either missing in VR or hasn't reached a higher potential yet. Part of that is just the challenge and excitement of trying to make something work in VR that you haven't really seen been replicated in VR yet. And yeah, in other cases, just like I still see potential in that specific genre that I'd like to explore further. So whilst I have a few ideas that differ in genre, the most likely genre I'll pick is going to be like an action adventure and action RPG. Something that has exploration and combat. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy, Souls games, Lies of P, Devil May Cry, and so on. So I really want to explore combat in VR and build a deeper system for weapons, how you fight, how enemies behave. And I'm quite proud of the boss fights I made in Bullet Time Agent. So I'll definitely want to go way beyond that and deliver even better fights. What platforms will I be making the game for? I'll be making games for pcvr first with added desktop support. So what I mean by this is that it'll be created with pcvr in mind, but I'll also offer a non-VR option too, so you can play without a headset. In other words, very similar to my vrchat worlds that could all be completed in desktop mode. But similarly, don't expect the desktop version to be groundbreaking or anything. Like, it won't compete with non-VR games, since it's just an alternative option to the main game, which is obviously going to be designed for PCVR. And the reason why I want to focus on PCVR and PC is because I'm probably like one of the minority of customers that didn't like the direction the VR industry went for games, which is making games for Quest first and then porting that to PC later. To me at least, it's meant that we haven't really progressed from like Half-Life Alyx, which came out in 2020. And I really want more games to take full advantage of PC VR like that and not be held back by mobile standalone VR. And I'd like to contribute towards that revival of the PC VR game releases in any way I can. And only after a game is released on PC will I consider a Quest port, if it's feasible. This way I'm not nerfing the game's design or visuals on PC. I personally hate it when games have forced parity between Quest and PC. So, in order to make sure the PC version is the best it can be, I need to put that as top priority. Which means that in some cases the Quest version might not be possible, and I'm totally fine with that. But if it is possible, I'll definitely try to bring it over to Quest. If you enjoyed this little devlog and you'd like to see more, please let me know in comments or leave a like, etc. That'll mean a lot to me, and I'll know to keep making more in future. Bullet Time Agent is coming to Steam and Meta Store later this year. Two of my close friends over at Sci-Fi Studios are handling the port to both PC VR and Quest. It'll also support desktop play as well. So yeah, please show some love and support by giving that game a wishlist on Steam. Link is in the description, and it'll help a lot with giving the game visibility as it gets close to launch.
Let us decide who is most worthy through battle.
Yeah, thank you for watching my first devlog, first of many as I work my way towards my first ever standalone game. See ya.